with Russian troops fortifying their positions in occupied parts of Ukraine's east and south, and perhaps preparing for a new offensive in the months to come. Ukrainian President Zelensky has requested from the US and NATO allies around 300 tanks to help push back Russia's invasion forces. The tank battle that could be a turning point and push Russian forces to their lands before the war. In response to the request of the Ukrainian president, and in particular the Leopard tanks, many presidents have promised to continue to support Ukraine. President Biden said the United States would send 30 Abrams tanks to Ukraine. The United Kingdom also promised to deliver 14 of its own Challenger 2 tanks. After weeks of intense pressure from allies, Germany agreed to send 14 Leopard tanks. Once Germany, the manufacturer, approved sending Leopard tanks to Poland, the Polish president agreed to send 14 Leopard tanks to Ukraine. France, too, has made no official announcement as when or how many tanks it will send. When the French president was asked about this issue, he replied, "Nothing is excluded." The Norwegian government considers sending 8 of its 36 Leopard tanks to Ukraine. Finland's defense minister said his country plans to send 2 Leopard tanks to Ukraine. Sweden's defense minister said that Sweden doesn't rule out sending some of its own tanks at a later date. The Netherlands, which has leased 18 Leopard tanks from Germany, Dutch Prime Minister Mark Rutte said he was ready to consider buying the tanks from Germany and delivering them to Ukraine. Portugal, which has 37 Leopard tanks, could supply 4 tanks to the forming European coalition. However, why Ukraine president is asking urgently for Leopard tanks, what makes them so important? The Leopard is quite strong in terms of firepower. It can fire over quite a long range with different types of ammunition that you can basically aim at the target. It has very advanced armor, which is also important for tank crews. It's a pretty fast vehicle reaching 70 kilometers per hour. This also gives you a certain tactical advantage as you can move very fast, but also cover distances in a relatively short time. Also, with its diesel engine, the Leopard is easier to maintain and more widely used throughout Europe. Leopard tanks are much better protected than anything the Soviets have built or anything the Russians currently have. Southern Ukraine is flat and an ideal tank area. Russia has built rows of trenches and fortified bunkers to stop a Ukrainian advance in that area. Using these tanks supported by enough numbers of soldiers would force Russians to move back to their borders before the war.